Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, April 27th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. The previous session with a bearish outside day failed new high, ate well through the midpoint of the previous session and that rejection day, and dropped tremendously throughout the rest of the session. You can see here that the increase in volatility and price range here has been tremendous over the last week of trading. Look at the size of these bars here compared to what we had seen prior. Big time volatility, big time weakness, now back at support at 41.50, very close to the previous month's low. Again, this market very weak overall and continues to trade in this trading range, 4,600 to 4,100, right, that zone. And so again, we may see a little bit more weakness to new lows here pretty soon, and at some point we may bounce back within the range. If there's a failure to bounce back in the range and say we full on break, there could be quite a decline ahead. Obviously we have the 4,000 major level here, but we could be looking at much more weakness ahead as this market structure right here would open up perhaps more weakness down toward 36 to 3,700 on a continuation path here, especially if 4,000 gives out. So this is a very important zone. We may drop a little bit lower here into this area, and that could provide a bit of a boost. But if there's a failure of 4,000, that could open up another decline here of 10% into 3,600. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. You'll notice right here the NQ also had tremendous selling pressure in the previous day. We were looking for a short-term bounce here if we can hold the midpoints, although not the strongest rejection the prior day, but still took out the midpoint, took out the previous session's low, and led the decline lower. Closed on lows. These are the lowest lows of the year and so far, and it is the lowest close of the year so far. The tendency when that happens is for a bit of a snapback the next day. A little bit of a snapback. Now this is a spot right here though that bears are going to want to defend, and that's that previous session's midpoint, that breakdown point, and that's basically today's high, the 13,180, 13,200 zone. That's going to be very important here. If price can't get back above 13,200, we may be looking at another round of weakness ahead as we look for that edge. Again, continuing downward until we see significant rejection. Keep in mind, we're just above the previous year's low now in the NQ. 12,200 is the previous year's low. We're less than 1,000 points from that level right there. Again, we could be building up for another failed new high and go tomorrow. If today finishes much like it did here, we could be looking at another drop ahead. That's been the path here over the last couple of weeks. So again, looking for this thing to either drop into these lows and then find rejection back up, or for us to see some sort of short-term bounce here, because if not, again, we have big time support down below to keep an eye on the 12,200 level. It's going to be significant. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Now, crude oil failed to hold the 100 level earlier in the week. It is now chopping around that level. This one has been compressing and coiling here. You can see the lower highs. You can see flat support for the most part, but still compression toward the apex of this pattern. Additionally, what you'll see is with 3 more days left in the month. We have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But as of right now, price is right at the previous month's close, and we have basically right at the midpoint of the current month's range as well. So we have a perfect close on top of the previous month's midpoint. So the pivot range all one line, previous high here, previous low there, and that's kind of ball game right now. We're just kind of stuck in the zone until we make a move here and then perhaps fade back in, or make a move down and perhaps fade back up. Until then, we're kind of stuck in this chop around the previous month's close. Let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin up 1.75% today. This one is actually continuing to find new lows again, but still not seeing tremendous selling pressure through the 38K level. 38K been very, very important for this one. 37.5 and below. You see quick rejections in that zone. Again, a very, very healthy decline into the support. If there's a failure at 37.5, that could open up a brief flash down below 35. Again, the tendency has been for significant support and rejections on prices below 35K. We'll see again how this plays out, but still in the trading range here overall, still heading mostly down within the trading range as this recent move up failed tremendously. And so now we're continuing downward still until proven otherwise. We got to continue to watch for significant signs of rejection. Until then, this thing could continue to eat away and tear through support there. Let's take a look here at ETH. This one's up about 1% right now. This one very similar to Ethereum, or rather Bitcoin here, as Ether here continues to hold the 2800 level. That's been an area of support, but we have a very clear downtrend heading into that level, and taking that level out could take us back down a bit. Similar to Bitcoin, you know, like the 38,000 level, 2500 has been significant support, and anything below it has been rejected very, very quickly. Now, that doesn't mean we can't drop and take out lows here, but you know, lows would take us below 2200 basically. Key range low here, and we've never come back to test it. So again, even if we do drop here a bit, we may begin to see another significant sign of rejection that could snap us back to value and keep us in the range until proven otherwise. So again, 2500 is going to be very important on the low end here. That's it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.